Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and we need to have a quick talk about raids. Now, first things first, Pre-Marine is behind us. Like, that raid is gone. Sort of. Now, I've talked about this in the past, but I do want to first mention, if you want to keep raiding this raid, legit, just don't go online. Stay offline. That's what I do. So we do have a new raid incoming, and it was... sort of. It is Iron Thorns and Sandy Shocks, and they are 5 stars. So this is not a 7-star raid situation, at least yet. And I'll kind of cover that here in a moment. So the next raid for next weekend is going to be a 5-star raid, and you guys know these last a little bit longer. Usually these can result in Urban Mysticas. Me personally, what I do is I keep my Switch offline, and I just ignore these raids. Or if they're raids I particularly want... I mean, they can be shiny. It's rare they're shiny, but they can be shiny. Honestly, it's a lot easier to find them in the wild, if I'm totally honest here. Though, the stats out of these guys generally are much better. Though, with hyper trading and all that, it's kind of pointless. Nevertheless, I personal opinion, I think it's just way too hard to do shiny hunting in the raid system. I think it's a lot easier just to find him with a sandwich or something like that. Now, what will be the next 7-star raid, and when will we see that? Well, I'm willing to bet it's probably going to be after that weekend. We're going to get one weekend of this, and then we'll get the next raid. But what is going to be the next raid? And that is something that's really kind of had me scratching my head. Because you guys know, we've had all the Cantonian, the Cantonian raids. We've had Bulbasaur, we've had Charmander, or technically we had Blastoise, we've had Ivysaur, and we've had Charizard. So that's a thing. Like, 100%. Those are done. Now, when it comes to Gen 2, we just had Chikorita's whole line, and we've had Cyndaquil's whole line. In fact, I think, did we not have the Hisuian version of Cyndaquil too? I think. The one we haven't had from Gen 2 is Feraligatr, or Totodile's whole line. We've not had those. So... that is one that I'm expecting here in short order. But it's really hard to tell because I haven't really done these in order. If you remember when it goes back to the Cantonian ones, they did those just in like successive raids. They haven't quite done that with Gen 2. Then we come to Gen 3, and we've had Torchic's line. We've only had the Cake Chicken from Blaziken, obviously, from the Gen 3 lines. So the other two we have not had. Those are up for grabs as well. Gen 4, we had Piplup, and I think that's it. I don't think we had any of the other lines. Obviously, Empoleon. Empoleon's right. I'm just going by the pre-evolutions. Then we get down to Gen 5, and we had Oshawott. I think it was the regular Oshawott. I don't think we've had the Hisuian Oshawott, though he is accessible in the game. I think it was only the regular Oshawott that we had, but we've not had any of the other two. So far, that is, let's see, 1 in Gen 2, 2 in Gen 3, that's 3, 2 in Gen 4, 2 in Gen 5. So there's a lot of raids left to grab. Now we get to Gen 6. Gen 6 we've had all the way. In fact, one of those was just recently. Gen 8, we've not had Litten. Litten is one that is missing. In fact, we just had Poplio's whole line. So, we have not had those. And I believe we've had all of Gen 8. I think Gen 8 has been done for a long time now. So, as far as just raids go, as far as just getting the basic stuff, are we going to get more starters? I really kind of personally hope they start, dropping some of the better raids. I have heard from a lot of people that they're thinking it's going to be like late into the fall before we start getting the legendary raids and the shinies and things like that. Now you guys know, 2025, we have the new game incoming. So at that point, raids in this game will kind of be a done deal. I'm sure they will do a few. They'll probably have like the shiny legendaries and things like that will start dropping. We'll finally get shiny Miraidon and Koraidon at that point. Totally worth the wait because those are beautiful, beautiful forms. But But by that point, we should have Legends Z Alpha out. So, hard to call. We do have quite a few starter rates left. But let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see. Obviously, all of us want to see the legendaries, especially the shiny legendaries. All of us want to see them finish the starters. Well, I would think all of us, most of us probably want to see them finish the starters. There might be some people out there that are done with the starters. And I totally get that. If you're in that camp, let me know. I think that'd be a really interesting point. But what starter, because I think realistically that's most likely what we're getting, what starter do you think we're getting next? And in the comment section down below, let me know that. And who do you think is going to be the first shiny legendary raid that we inevitably get when it comes, closer to the launch of Z Alpha? We probably honestly have a little over a year before Z Alpha drops, but I think in the lead up to that, we will probably get some mad hype to try to get people to, buy this game before that new one drops. Because, let's be real, Pokemon games never drop in price. I bought Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and I paid retail price for those games just because, number one, I wanted them. Number two, you can shiny hunt in those games. All that good stuff. The Pokemon games and really any mainline Nintendo game never really drops in price. So what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to milk the last few sales they can out of this game before the new one drops. So let me know what you guys think. Legendary, the first shiny legendary that they're going to drop as a raid, and the next the next starter. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll let you guys know my thoughts in the next video on the topic. But for now, like, comment, and share. I've got a lot more coming up here for you guys really soon.